Okay, we're live again. Andres, thank you for joining me.
Happy to be here, Kyle.
So we launched dxp360.com this week. Super excited about it. I want to use this episode to just introduce it, tell people what it's about, who it benefits, who we are targeting with this. So essentially, DXP360 is a portal made up of four parts. Firstly is the quarterly intelligence reports, where we're publishing intelligence reports firstly about headless CMSs. The Q1 report will be published in the next week or two. We have 53 vendors listed in that report. We've got 76 data points for each vendor. So this is data on the headless CMS space like nobody's ever seen it before. And there's a whole bunch of ways that vendors and agencies and customers can use that data to make more informed decisions, check up on their competitors, position themselves better in the space. So, for example, one headless CMS vendor has more global offices than the rest, right? I won't name names today, but that particular headless CMS vendor can quote DXP360, and say, according to DXP360 data, we have the most headquarters globally, and we have the most headquarters in Asia, which makes us the perfect fit for you guys who are, Singapore-based company looking for a head CMS, for example. So it's very powerful in terms of positioning the head of CMSs when it comes to sales, when it comes to investors, that kind of thing. So that's number one. Number two is something we're super excited about, is the RFP portal. So we are bringing RFPs, high budget RFPs, to the portal, where agencies and vendors of, not just head of CMS vendors, but any SaaS, Mac composable and non-composable, if that's the way you're doing things, can apply to see those RFPs and either apply to them within the portal or get direct access to them from the original source, right? So essentially, what we're doing is RFP searching for you, right? RFPs as a service, perhaps, if you want to go down that route. So that's super interesting. We're getting a lot of agencies who are interested in talking about that and getting access to that. So that's something that's super cool. The DXP directory. This is essentially a directory that's going to map the entire space, the Mac composable space, right? So headless CMSs, of course, but also CDPs, headless commerce, analytics platforms, search engines, and also the agencies who are working in the space, right? They're also going to be on a directory. They're also going to have their own listing where they can talk about themselves, what makes them different, who are their technology partners, so on and so forth. The aim of the directory is that for every software vendor or system integrator, the listing gives whoever's looking at that listing a 360-degree view of what that company does. What's the headcount like? Have they raised funding? What's their G2 score? Who are their technology partners? Who are their agency partners? Have a look at some media. You can have a look at some case studies, all from the same portal. So you don't have to go, hunting around on G2 or Gartner. You can actually link to Gartner and Forrester publications that you've been mentioned in, of course. So everything that is relevant to a customer or relevant to an agency looking for, expanding their ecosystem, is all there for them. Finally, we've got the job board, which is allowing vendors and agencies, when you get access to the portal, publishing your job listings here, and essentially getting your jobs in front of the eyes of people who are already in the Mac and composable space. So when you're recruiting talent within the space, they're going to hit the ground running. They know the deal. They may even know of your company from their previous job. So that's the four. Those are the four components. Andrew, did I miss anything?
No, I think you hit it all. I think you hit it all. I think you might have undersold a few of the things, but you definitely
Sell it for me. Sell me this pen or sell me this DXP360.com.
No, well, I definitely think what's really good about the platform is that everything is connected. So you mentioned the everything, the quarterly intelligence reports, the RFP portal, DXP directory, and the job board. But everyone getting access to all of those things, you can use all four of them together. So even if initial stages, a company comes in, let's say call it CMS vendor, they're like, okay, well, maybe I just want to check out the RFP portal, see if we can get some more sales from this. I think they'll start to realize there's a lot of value they can get from marketing and sales teams from the reports. There's more value they can get from the job board, either finding or promoting themselves as a good place to work and getting the right talent there. And then the directory, just kind of seeing the landscape for themselves. Think of combining the directory with the intelligence report, so you get a full grasp of like, okay, cool, this is our competition. This is what we need to do. This is who they're targeting. Oh, maybe we need to get more partners, whatever it is. So I think there's a lot of value we have for everyone, agencies as well.
For sure. And before we wrap up, I definitely want to touch on, the quote unquote legacy agencies, monolithic agencies, the agencies who have over the last decade or more been working with, exclusively with Sitecore perhaps, or exclusively with Adobe or Drupal. We're seeing, from some of the Sitecore partners that we work with, they're sort of seeing the writing on the wall when it comes to Sitecore. We saw, a 9-time Sitecore MVP sort of publicly breaking up with Sitecore and embracing content.ai on LinkedIn, adding to the LinkedIn mayhem that we spoke about in the last episode. Um, and that's like a trend that's bubbling away, right? Agencies are seeing this sort of Mac composable trend, and they're wondering what to tell their customers. They're wondering the next customer who walks through the door, where should we guide them? Are we prepared to give them a composable solution, or are we not? So those agencies are looking for partners, right? They're looking for partners away from the legacy life they've been so accustomed to. And again, that's another reason why we launched this directory, because a lot of those agencies were trying to figure out who's who in the space, which headless CMSs are already integrated with some of the tools we like to use, so on and so forth. So from that perspective, legacy agencies, I thought DXP 360 is going to be a massive help to them as they sort of, I wouldn't say pivot, but definitely expand their horizons to try to offer their customers something composable, something Mac as this paradigm shift happens. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll keep this one short and sweet. Andres, thank you for your time, and we'll speak again next week.